Hi, welcome to another episode, a fantastic episode of PhotoshopLightroomTV. This is episode 50. We've survived 50 episodes, or 49 episodes. That's fantastic news. Episode 50 of PhotoshopLightroomTV, your weekly video podcast about anything Photoshop, Lightroom, and Adobe Bridge and photography related. I'm your host, Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk. Okay, I've got loads of information for you. I've got two fantastic tutorials. I've got a tip of the week as usual, and I also have a prize for you because it's episode 50 of Photoshop Lightroom TV. First news first. Episode 50 of Photoshop Lightroom TV is the first episode that's been totally recorded in full HD. So you can enjoy it in full HD resolution, 1920 by 1080. Okay, now let's jump into the tutorial. The first tutorial I have for you is in Photoshop, and we're going to talk about crashing photo match in Photoshop CS5. A very common question on Adobe forums quite recently, especially by laptop users with the new graphic cards. They complained quite a lot about crashing photo match in Photoshop CS5. Well, it actually happened on mine as well. So let's jump into Photoshop and let's start with the first tutorial. Okay, here I am inside of Lightroom, and I'm going to jump into Photoshop in just a moment. The reason I'm in Lightroom because I want to create a panorama using my raw images, using photo match command, and I'm going to use it from Lightroom into Photoshop. So I'm going to select a number of images, for example these shots here, these 5 images, then I'll choose Photo, Edit in, Merge to Panorama in Photoshop. So now Lightroom is going to It's going to move to Photoshop and open these images in Photoshop and run the photo match command. Now unfortunately many people were complaining about this. Photoshop CS5 is still working. Apparently it happens on the machines that run the new switchable graphics from ATI and NVIDIA, and it happens every single time. Okay, so I'm going to close the program, and I'll show you another thing. I'm going to try to launch Photo Merge from Photoshop without even opening the images first. I'm just going to launch Photo Merge. So in Photoshop, I'll go to File, Automate, and Photo Merge. Okay, and then the same thing will happen. So here's what I managed to do. What I worked it out. Some people are suggesting reinstalling the drivers for your graphics card, but here's what I actually did. I go to my programs, I'm on Windows, I go to all programs, go to my Photoshop CS5, and I ran it using the Intel graphics card. So I do run with graphics processor, right click on it, and integrated graphics instead of the high performance graphics card. Okay, now Photoshop launches, then I'll go to File, Automate, and Photo Match. Okay, and now Photo Match opens like normal. So that's the kind of issue that people were complaining about on the Adobe forums. Okay, now let's do the same from Lightroom. So I'm back to Lightroom, Photo, Edit in, Merge to Panorama in Photoshop. Okay, so in Photoshop the images will launch in just a moment, and we're ready to create a panorama. Now because these are raw images, it takes quite a while, and here you go. So that's a quick fix for crashing photo match in Lightroom, in Photoshop CS5. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk, and this was a tutorial on dealing with the crashing photo match in Photoshop CS5. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial in Photoshop CS5. This was the first episode, the first tutorial in this week's episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. And again, I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk. If you follow my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, you can find loads of information, loads of tips, tricks, and tutorials. And I'm going to run a series of posts, also videos about some of the amazing features in Lightroom, especially aimed at photographers. So because some photographers are still using Photoshop and Bridge, and I'm going to show you some amazing features within Lightroom in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so have a look on my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. If you're interested in getting more information, all sorts of tips, tricks, tutorials, links to interesting pages, become my fan on Facebook or join me on Twitter. You'll find the links on PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk on the blog on the right hand side in the sidebar, in the right column. Just click on the icon and join me. Okay, the next tutorial will be in Photoshop as well. I'm going to show you a very interesting effect with an image of a person coming out of frame or coming out of the computer screen in this case. Very interesting technique in Photoshop. Okay, so let's jump into Photoshop for our second tutorial. Here I am inside of Photoshop, and I'm going to take this image of a laptop and I'm going to put an image of a man, this toolman here, into this image here, so it's going to come out of the screen. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I've got a laptop on a separate on its own with transparent background behind it. Okay, now I'm going to open a toolman image and I'm going to select it. Because I've got him on a separate layer already, I'll just hold the Control key or Command key on the Mac and click on the layer thumbnail to make a selection out of it. Then I'm going to copy it, so edit copy or Control C or Command C, back to laptop image. I'm going to select this screen, so I'm on layer 0. I'm going to use Magic Wand tool to quickly select the screen. Okay. Now I'm going to select the top layer and I'm going to do Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. This will paste the image of a man into the screen. So I could easily move around, but he still only appears within the actual screen. So this one thing we need to tweak here. I'm going to undo a few steps. So I'm back to my selection, and I'm going to expand the selection using rectangular marquee tool with the option set to add to selection. I'm just going to click and drag here, and I'll align it with the bottom of the screen. Okay, that's good. Then I'll select the top layer and I'll paste the toolman, edit, paste special, paste into. So he appears in here. Okay. Let's say maybe something like that. Now, if I don't want him here, what I can do is either scale it down, but I like that. So instead, I'm going to add a layer mask. Well, actually, I do have a layer mask here already. I'm just going to customize it a bit. So I'm going to select the layer mask. Then I'm going to use the rectangular marquee tool once again, and I'll just define the marquee here at the side of the screen, something like that, and I'll just fill it with black. Remember, on the masks, white is showing, black is hiding. So I'm going to fill it with black. Because black is my foreground color, I can just use Alt Backspace on my keyboard, but in case your colors are different, just choose Edit, Fill, and then choose black here, and just press OK. I'm going to do the same on this side of the screen. So the mask selected. Okay, I'm just going to deselect that, Control D, Command D. I'll draw another marquee here, the size of the screen, and I'll fill it with black once again. Edit, Fill, black, OK. And I'll deselect it, select deselect or Control D, Command D. Okay, now the image is on its own layer, and it's coming out of the screen. Okay. And that's how you create coming out of screen effect in Adobe Photoshop. Thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk, one of the UK's leading specialists in Adobe Certified training, and thank you for watching this video tutorial. This was the second tutorial in Photoshop. Now it's time for tip of the week, and boy, have I the prizes for you that you're going to win in just a moment. Okay, let's start with the tip of the week. This tip of the week will be in Lightroom. Lightroom has a fantastic feature called Auto Advance. Here's how it works. You can use Auto Advance feature, and when you're in the library module, let's say you want to flag images. When you launch Auto Advance, or when you tick Auto Advance in Lightroom, when you add a flag to the image, Lightroom automatically moves to the next image. Okay, very nice tip. I'm actually going to create a video about it, and I'm going to post on my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. Alright, here's the time for our contest, and then we're done for this week's. Here are the prizes I'm going to give you. First, I'm going to give you my brand new DVD called Unleash the Power of Adobe Photoshop CS5. And this will be the updated version with 14 videos, high definition videos, about all these fantastic new features in Photoshop CS5. I'm going to give it away for free. It retails at, I think, £20 or $30. I'm also giving away the Scott Kelby's book, the Photoshop World Dream Team book. Okay? Fantastic book, all in colour. I'm going to give them away for free, and I'm going to post this DVD and the book to you, no matter where you live. Okay? Now here's what you need to do. Photoshop Lightroom TV has been running now for 50 episodes. Now your goal is to tell me when the first episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV aired. When was it aired? Okay, the exact date. I know it was about a year ago, but exactly when. Okay, to win the prizes, these fabulous prizes, go to sitetraining.co.uk. You find the link here on the screen, and just send me an email with the replies. And next week, I'm going to put it on my blog who won the prizes. Okay. Alrighty. So hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV, episode 50, and I hope to see you next week. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk. For more details about Adobe Certified courses, go to sitetraining.co.uk or visit my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.